Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Entrepreneur Middle East. We're here in the beautiful offices of Samana Developers, and I have an incredible guest with me today. It's the founder of Samana Developers, Imran Farooq. Such a pleasure meeting you. Thank you for inviting us.
Pleasure is all mine.
How have you been? How's everything?
Everything is great. It's another great week ahead.
Right. You know, the heat's getting stronger here. Summer's in Dubai. Construction still has to go on, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely.
You're still in full work in the summer, right?
Yes, the construction work has to keep going on, and it's an activity which goes 365 days. No summer excuse, no Ramadan excuse. We have to keep building, and we have to keep building fast.
Right, but it's incredible that now we do have the breaks as well for the workers.
Yes, that's great. I think I pity for labor also, but 12:30 to 3:30 break is a great idea by the government. Hats off. They've implemented some 10, 15 years back. But we try to implement with various shifts. One of the experiments head of engineering team is doing is a 6 to 12 shift also. And surprisingly, the output is as good as a break shift. Yeah.
Okay, that's great to hear. That's great to hear. So Imran, you didn't need to enter real estate, but you decided to enter real estate. How did all of this begin for you? If you can take us all the way back in time, if you remember, where did you begin and why did you decide to enter this incredible industry, which obviously thrives here in the UAE these days?
We have been doing real estate for the last 3 generations, right? So from our grandfather's time, the real estate is in our blood. So that's what I strongly believe in. And before becoming a developer, we were a big underwriter. We used to underwrite the whole buildings and then go to our brokers' friends and chop it up and sell it to individual units. And that was a great a great business till 2008 happened, and then we had certain crises and So the thought was always there that we should become a developer. And as the time was passing by, we felt a gap. The family decided that from being a large-scale landlord, we need to become our own developer so we could focus on time, which has been our slogan, on time, every time. Finishes, right? You could give a much greater finish for a very little investment, and the workmanship, you need to focus on workmanship. And let's put it this way, I was sick and tired of seeing boring structure, the box-shaped buildings. So that's where the excitement was.
And it's nice to create something from scratch at the end of the day that you can call yours, right?
And that's where when we thought out of the box, and I remember my fights with the architectural firms, and I was sick and tired of hearing not possible, not possible, not possible. Right. And that's the time we decided that we create our in-house architectural service also. We set up a team, again, working with the main external architecture firm, and we said, let's think out of the box. If I have my dream apartment, what would I love to have?
Right.
And the first thought came to our mind, why not private pool? Started with some idea, got an overwhelming response.
And now it's a norm here. I mean,
yes, and alhamdulillah, Samana has created a trend, a tsunami of private swimming
pools. So it was you?
Yeah, that is us. We are the person who have been delivering private swimming pool projects after projects, and 95% of the competitors are copying us. So
that's a very special fact to have.
Exactly. Besides that, we focus on resort-style living. So again, the thought, if I have to live in an apartment, what is that me, my family, my 10-year-old, my 20-year-old, what would they love to have?
Right.
And
how do we keep our kids at home?
Exactly. How do we keep our kids at home? How do we engage with them? And resort-style tagline that appealed most to the product creation team. And we said, why can't we have a swimming pool as big as a 5-star swimming pool?
Right.
Why can't you have gym everybody gives? Why not outdoor gym? Sauna jacuzzi is a basic thing, not available in every single building. And then, so we went on with the product creation, and then came that, how can I make, being into watches and cars, So
it comes with time, yes.
Exactly. So why don't I make every single project unique? So me as a large-scale investor would love to invest into a collector's building. So every single project is very unique in its design, and no two projects should look same.
Right.
Yeah, I know there are very popular street in Dubai also where you have straightforward box boring structure
Oh, yeah.
coming out from large company, right? And that's where we said that we should invest time, money, and resources in every single project.
Right.
And as a result,
Beautiful.
you got amazing product.
Right.
And buildings after buildings. Every time we think that we have delivered our best, there's a new one coming.
Of course, and times are changing, and you need to up your game, and competition's hitting, and there's a lot of factors.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Right. And you've given me so many beautiful examples, but if you had to, narrow it down into those pivotal moments, let's say that shaped your empire, what would it be?
I would say it's taking care of anybody who's associated with Samana. So as a customer, making sure you get a great value for money, right? Even though we don't charge a lot of money per square feet, but we deliver excellent value. As I said, in a same project, you get an outstanding project, resort-style living, and a private swimming pool, right? But typically our product is about 1,500 dirham per square feet. That's half the price compared to a large-scale developer. So that we're delivering great value. When it comes to being able to deliver on a timely basis, especially difficult time like COVID, where you had a lot of restrictions, social distancing and all. At that time also, we were able to deliver projects with 30, 40 days delay because we value our suppliers, our subcontractors, and we know that these guys needs their payment on time. So we don't stick around with their bills for very long. We turn around the bills fast enough.
It's just one of the values of your company and of your brand, and you should never put that away.
Absolutely, depend on Samana. That's what we call it on the board meeting also. Brokers, they don't have salaries. They are on a 50-50 sharing with their main brokerage agency, and they need to be paid on time. And I have heard some certain stories that the commission gets delayed 6-8 months time. So it's like real estate brokers, right? They don't have salaries. They're a partner with their main company. It's a 50-50 split. And putting that thought in our leadership, saying, guys, real estate broker, why should we hang around with their commission 6 to 8 months down the line? Your Uqud is done, SP is done, release the commission right away. And that's where we are. We have taken care of every kind of chain, be it customer chain, supply chain, brokerage chain, marketing bills, all of that.
Right.
So, right intention, right? The COVID, we did an outstanding job. I strongly believe that if there was no COVID, Samana wouldn't be this strong. We were 7th largest developer last year. This year, the numbers are even much better. We'll be declaring
congratulations.
These numbers.
You need to pass through the bumps. It's very important.
Absolutely. And so
otherwise, you're in your comfort zone, and that's usually never well.
Absolutely. And Dubai is a crowded space. So there are thousands of real estate developers, and having a 4.4% market share is an outstanding.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, I'm glad. Thanks to strong leadership, thanks to the strong team, support of our real estate brokers, we have been able to do a miracle.
Beautiful. But we always talk about, success, and there's a lot of that. But I wanted to take you back a little bit and ask you those difficult questions, in times of challenging times. What sort of lessons do you think you've learned being in the position that you are today? What are the main challenges that come to your head now thinking about, constructing all these projects? If you can run us through those difficult moments that you've passed through.
I think every difficult moment can be passed through determination, and COVID was a real difficult moment. There was no confidence in supplier that I will get paid. There was no confidence in the labor supplier, steel supplier, concrete supplier, I'll get paid. The contractors were not getting paid from majority of the developer. See, majority, the construction industry has gone through a very difficult time. Arab Tech, Drake and Skull, these are large contracting companies which got bankrupt due to developers not paying on time. But fortunately, this COVID turned out as an opportunity. I'm a strong believer. Every crisis is an opportunity, right? Sure. You just need to have a right mindset. And
the entrepreneurial mindset.
Thank you. So this mindset helped turn around. If I have a problem, there are two ways of doing it. 99.99% people cry over it. I've got a problem. I've got a problem.
Victimize themselves.
Exactly. I would say find the opportunity. Every situation has an opportunity. And we've seen in the world, the crisis come. It's a shift of wealth.
Of course.
So when you know this wealth is, somebody's losing money, somebody has to gain.
Right.
Why can't I be that gainer? So
yeah.
You need to be determined and you need to plan and find your way out.
And as you did know, you asked the right questions at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Fluctuations happen.
Absolutely.
Where you position yourself in those fluctuations that decides your faith, right?
True. And continuing with the challenges today, today we have, I call them as good problems, right?
Okay. Run us through some good problems.
Yeah, so the good problem is, how do I find my concrete? How do I find my steel? How do I activate? How do I find more engineers? How do I find more contractors and subcontractors and so on? The Dubai is booming, right? The number of machinery is limited and everybody needs to deliver. There is 250 billion approximately sitting in escrow accounts with the bank. All mainstream developers are doing a great job. We're growing faster than most of them, but the fact of the matter is there is serious serious sales happening with the mainstream developers.
Most construction cranes, I think, in the world, there was a statistic that I read, in a square meter or square kilometer of space, it was Dubai.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the issue is that you can bring in crane with some delay. You can bring in a steel with certain delays. You can bring in tiles unlimited, no delays whatsoever. You can bring the toiletries and other stuff absolutely without delay. There is a disturbance in Suez Canal, add 4 weeks to your supply chain.
Yeah.
But you need more concrete. How do you get it? Right? Anything which is produced locally, right? You cannot import it. And there are supply chain issues. We got in excess of 2.5 billion. That money needs to be spent in construction, right? That's an escrow amount sitting out there. That money needs to be spent, and it needs to. If we plan ourselves and avoid delays in a market, we will have happy customers. We will have more resale transaction. We'll have stronger payments
and less costs, right?
And less costs. I take it other way around. In order to deliver on time, you end up paying more, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Right. But I say that extra 3 to 5% is part of your marketing expense.
Right.
Because what you promise is what you deliver.
Right.
Right. And that is going to result into even a stronger Samana. When everybody's saying, I have a problem with my supplier, I have a problem, I have a shortage of this, and Samana says, come and see my construction.
Yeah.
Right. So that is again another.
Many people are needy, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking about a stronger Samana, I mean, launching 12 projects in 1 year with a portfolio value of 16 billion dirhams. How did that 2024 begin for you? I mean, what sort of, catalyst was there for this explosion to happen in your company?
For a stronger 2024, we all the investment, bulk of the investment and planning was done towards H2 2023.
Okay.
And we felt the momentum. Momentum is coming. It's building up very well. And all the disturbance in the nearby region is actually becoming an opportunity. And that's where we picked up early on. The plot prices have gone up by 400, 500% in a span of last 2 years. So I'm glad that we did some right calls. We did some right planning. And we built the product early on.
Right.
And 2023, average DDA jurisdiction, we used to get an approval in 30 to 35 days. Same approval with certain exception today can take 8 months, right? So because we had that supply chain sorted out early on, we had these projects ready, we were able to launch, and 2024 became a great year. And people used to ask me that, is the sales good? I said, it's how much you can create.
Right.
And so we have been pumping very well throughout 2024, and market has been very receptive.
Amazing. Yeah. Congratulations. Tell me a little bit about those projects now. What sort of, projects do you prefer from the ones that you've done? If you can give me your favorite, maybe. Tell me a little bit of the details on the projects.
I have 4 kids, and they all ask me this question, who's your favorite child? And I say, none. All of you are my favorite child. And then when they insist, go on. No, no, no.
They
you
bribe
have to
you a
pick
bit.
one.
Daddy, it's me.
Yeah,
Daddy, it's me.
absolutely. It's very difficult to pick a favorite project. And the difficulty is that we work very hard and there's a lot of emotion goes in every project because we're trying to make every single project unique. As I said earlier, we don't want any two projects to be very similar, right? So we need to create a collector's range. So every time we launch a project and we say, now we have done our best. And then 3 months later, after 2, 3 launches, another unique piece comes out. And it's becoming like a diamond collector, right?
Right,
So where you have different shape, different cut, or different
You
color,
can't just pick the
something
one.
unique is coming up. So it's
Yeah.
becoming difficult. But I would say because we have moved into our private island in Maldives, I thought Elisa private island range was amazing. But now we are working on the world island in Dubai. And we'll be launching Spain World Island in Q1 next year.
I can't wait for that because I feel like there's so much potential in World Islands when I went, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And seeing that it was so empty, it was just quite painful to look at, but it's incredible that you're slowly developing that part of Dubai because I think the water is just so pure there,
Absolutely, absolutely. And that it's completely, you're surrounded by nature, pollution free. So I believe there is a lot of innovation. And because we are coming in the world island in a bigger way, it seems like I'm going back to square one and all the innovation needs to start again.
Right. But you are in a way transforming Samana now into a master developer, right?
Yes, absolutely.
You personally, what changes do you think that's going to create for you, as a founder, as a leader? Will you have to up your game even more now, or you are slowly preparing for it step by step?
We invest ahead of time, right? So if I want to become a master developer in 2026, we started planning, investing, adding the key resources.
A decade ago.
No, I wouldn't say a decade ago, but let's say last year, 2024.
Okay.
And so if I'm going with World Island, I need the team who have delivered. I need to get inspired that where can I find the quality resources? Who are the people who have seen it, right? I cannot bring somebody who has been onshore, structure engineer, and say, hey, this guy is gonna do it. No, there are different challenges. The environment is very different. So I have to bring people from Maldives. I have to bring people who have done these kinds of...
Who are used to working in such environments.
Absolutely, because it's a different weather condition.
It's a very smart move, yeah.
It's a different weather codes. The wood, you need to use a very different wood or treat it very differently. All these challenges are there. Now we have to go into a skyscraper. We have to go into a villa community. So that team is already added, right? So and we are working on our plans. So how do we create another unique master community? If I have to go for converting a desert into a lifestyle, I need to make sure that the people are engaged with me, who have delivered at least 8-10 master delivery, has been involved from design stage to the execution.
Right.
Now we would be moving into skyscraper. That's the natural tendency and growth for Samana. That's the next opportunity. We have to convert a desert into a lifestyle community. So we're not gonna go ahead and hire manpower at that time. We like to engage early on because early on we like to plan ahead. How can we leave a mark on Dubai skyscrapers? Similarly, if you're converting a desert into master community, we have already on our payroll full-time engineers, executors who have worked on the drawing, designing at least with 8 to 10 master development. People who are involved from design stage to execution stage, because challenges are very different. We have been used to working on a single commercial plot, right?
Right.
We get all the services by the master developer on our plot. We don't need to worry about RTA, sewerage, electricity, all of that. So yes, it's difficult, but I say it's very easy, right? When we get involved into a 8-10 million square feet, converting the desert into a lifestyle city, we'll have all those challenges. Secondly, from a product creation point of view, Samana is coming, let's call it Samana Lifestyle City. If Samana Lifestyle City is coming, we need to make sure that every single facilities which one can think of should be part of it.
Yeah, including schools, right? Hospitals.
Absolutely. So there is a perfect balance, which commercially it should be a win for a developer. At the same time, if I'm selling you a product for you, say, hey, I get everything at my doorstep or near 5 minutes within my doorstep.
Right.
So we like to plan early on. Yeah?
Beautiful. But what sort of communities are you aiming to create?
Right now, the excitement and what I can announce publicly is the 6 World Island. That's what we are working on.
Okay.
So we would be creating a 3.5 kilometer beachfront in Dubai, and some of the best products would be coming out, and products in the range of about, let's say, 2.8 million dirhams going up to 150 million dirhams. Yeah. So that's a new segment and a new challenge we are taking.
Some flowing penthouses?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Sounds good. Sounds good. But what would you like the people to feel when they live in your community?
You know, I really love my tagline of Maldives, paradise on earth, right? And I believe that in a place like Dubai, if you're offshore, 10 minutes boat ride, you know, and you get all the benefits of the nature.
I see that you're very attracted to water.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And I absolutely agree with you. I think water is just, it releases, you know, negative energy, brings in positive energy. And it's extremely important sometimes just to view water
and beauty is there's no pollution. When you're living offshore, you can maintain your lifestyle, you can have your amazing car park outside onshore. And a small boat ride is always refreshing.
Yeah. When we speak about international, you know, expansion, could you take me down certain paths there? Apart from the Maldives, you know, do you have any sort of target or goal internationally that you can speak about where you would like to expand, Samana?
Maldives is a very serious destination, right?
We're yet to expect more from you in the Maldives?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a second island which will be launched later this year.
Next year, we filmed this interview in the Maldives then.
Absolutely. Yeah, done.
Yeah, perfect. Apart from Maldives, anywhere?
London is our natural. But we had acquired certain land. There was some environment issue. So we had to scrap that project. So we are still on a lookout. But I think in a year or two, London is where
we should. London is the next destination. Yeah, I mean, it has the ocean close by as well.
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. Some sort of future plans that you could talk to me about. Where can we see Samana going, you know, in the next couple of years? What sort of things, you know, are important for you coming up in the next couple of years that you can mention?
I think pretty much we have talked all about it. We are coming into master community this year, 2025, 18 projects launched, individual buildings.
Do you want to keep launching more and more projects? Like if 12, you know, projects in 2024 was the maximum, you're going to raise the bar now for yourself?
Absolutely. We have to raise the bar. Market is very receptive to Samana's product. We have the capability of scalability. We believe that we can scale to an infinite level. So we don't have a problem managing all these things. We're launching Samana Signature later this year, which will be working only on island projects and premium ticket sizes. We're changing. We're upping our ball game. Currently, our ticket price is in the range of $1 million. Let's say 750,000 dirhams, going up to a 4 million dirham ticket size. Now we're changing that from that price to 2.8 million, going up to 150 million product.
Okay.
Already, Elisa is a $2.4 million, going up to $10 million ticket size. So we keep on expanding our product, and under Samana Signature, separate brand, specialist team is going to give us a lot more flexibility. And we should be able to add more overseas jurisdiction, which is again waterfront. You know,
it has to be there.
Absolutely.
No, but I support that fully. I feel like it's very important.
Of course, yeah.
Now, Imran, I meet a lot of, you know, successful, let's say, people here in the Middle East, and money is not always driving everything. But at the same time, you see that a lot of the people, you know, are not happy, although they have all the money in this world and all the success in this world. So I wanted to ask you, how do you define success personally?
Success, I define in capability of defeating the problems.
Okay.
And I think
As simple as that.
it's as simple as that, right? As you said, money after a certain time becomes a number. It's just a number. And a lot of people tell me the richer you get, the happier you're not happy. So
Yeah.
that's your incapability
Right.
to defeat a problem, right?
It's very important, I think, to balance materialistic happiness and that internal happiness that you have. And, you know, having heard you speak about your kids as well and your family, how do you balance out that personal life with such an incredible career? Is it difficult?
No, not very difficult. Not very difficult. You know, I'm very organized. I'm very decentralized.
Mhm.
I love to build leaders. I love to invest into leaders. And honestly speaking, this is first time I'm running a multi-billion-dollar revenue company, right? And I don't find it difficult. In fact, I'm ready for more challenges. And
Yeah.
I like to manage my company with very safe cash flow, very conservative cash flow, because there are other people's investment involved with us, right? And I don't find it as a problem.
Right. Have you already trained one of your 4 children to potentially take over the success in the
Yeah.
future? Do you already spot one that's
Yeah, my brother is doing a great job.
Your
He's
brother,
taken
okay.
over the construction 100%. I
Okay.
have a zero involvement in construction.
okay?
And I have my team at Samana at sea level. So I form a committee. Now it's a time that I don't even participate in the construction committee because he's doing a great job and my sea level are doing a great job. I
Great.
get read my minutes. And my eldest daughter, she's playing a good role. She's also getting trained to become a board of director, just like
Incredible.
my brother. So
Incredible.
there is an inheritance plan, but however, I strongly believe that the family should not interfere too much in
That's
running the
difficult.
business. You need your professionals, and you need to give them their free space to work
100%.
around it. If you don't have a leader who cannot deliver, because we have specialist leader for everything, right? And if these leaders either they can deliver or can't deliver, right?
Mhm.
If you give them a free hand and they can build up the department, and if they can't do a better job, then I've done something wrong at hiring.
Right.
You know, so we like to identify strong leaders and work with them.
Incredible. And it's great to hear that, you know, you don't necessarily support micromanaging and that you would rather motivate someone and teach them how to be a good leader and then let them lead their own group. And
Absolutely, I'm anti micromanagement. In
Yeah.
fact, whatever limited family involvement we have,
Mhm.
I make sure that family team does not get into micromanagement. Yes, my brother is leading the construction, so he's micromanaging, but he's a leader on his own. So I need to make sure nobody interferes in his
Right.
decision. But we should all, if you want to scale up, the micromanagement is a mistake.
Right.
And I see a lot of Asian and Arab friends of mine, they love to micromanage.
100%.
And that's not the way large business is done.
But that's why there's one of you, right?
Thank you very
That's
much.
why there's one of you. So to end our interview, I just want to ask you one more question. We are entrepreneur, and you're one of the most prominent leaders, you know, here in the region. What sort of advice would you give to all those young entrepreneurs out there that would like to potentially have your career path one day?
Live your dream.
Halas.
Khalas, that's it. If you have your mission statement defined, take white paper, fill it up. There was a time that time I think Sunday was the cycle was Sunday
Yeah.
Sunday to Thursday. So I would every Sunday spend an hour, sip coffee, fill up 2 pages, white paper. What am I doing wrong? What am I
Incredible.
doing right? How can I capitalize on? It's very funny. I'm doing business since 1996, right? So it's 29th year for Samana Group. And I don't believe in sales down in Ramadan. I don't believe sales down in summer vacation. And when the team says, "Sir, it's summer vacation," I say, "Expenses are same.
There's always a way.
Yeah, your team is not going to take a summer salary break." So similarly, you need to go out of the way, run few promotion, and you can deliver it. And then again, the issue comes is how do you plan your target? So if
How
your
about-
target is defined as an entrepreneur, you need to set your target You need to work around it weekly basis, daily basis, monthly basis. I don't know how much time you have, how determined you are. In order to be a successful leader, one has to be workaholic, right?
Yeah.
And needs to be extremely workaholic. So if you can give the time, I'm very disciplined. I make sure that in these 29 years, I've worked 5 days a week. I don't work my evenings, right? So
That's great.
yeah,
That's great to hear.
a lot of my friends, I don't know a single co-businessman who works 5 days a week. They all work 6 or more, right? They all work late hours in the evening. And I say, no, if I'm not able to go back to my family in the evening,
What's the point?
there's no point. Absolutely. So what you're going to do with the money? Yes, people will inherit it. You won't be able to spend it. Right? But you need to understand. So as you say, money doesn't bring happiness. Money brings a problem. But if you know how to manage it, it solves the problem.
It brings the comfort.
Yeah.
Imran, you're such an incredible, genuine person. Thank you so much for this conversation.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's a pleasure speaking to you. Ladies and gentlemen, please make sure you read the cover story, our latest cover with Imran, and looking forward to many more conversations with you.
Thank you
so much.
Pleasure. Thanks.
Thank you.